to start the selection tool worksheet, you're going to go to Open Image, then click on your Google Drive, My Drive, then find Classroom, then find your graphic design class, and then you're looking for the file that has your name and selection tools. Once this opens up, you're going to use a variety of selection tools to create a face on top of this melon. So there's a few different tools that I would like you to experiment with using. The first are all the different lasso tools. So we have the free lasso tool, which you can click, hold your mouse down, and draw any shape. When you let go, the inside part of that shape that you drew will be selected. Up at the top, any of the selection tools you use, there's going to be a new selection, which if I go to draw another shape, it's going to start all over again. There's add to the selection, which you can also do by holding shift on your keyboard. And then when I draw something else, it's going to add into my original selection. And then there is the remove from selection, which you can also hold control on your keyboard. And when you draw, it's going to take away that part of your selection. So let's go back to the new selection. The free that just looks like a regular lasso, that is going to just follow your mouse wherever you go. The polygon selection, every time you click, it's going to make a straight line. So on something like this pasta here, it would be good to do the edges of the pasta so that you get nice straight lines. And then when you're done with a portion or your entire selection, if you double click, it will go back to where you started. And now that whole inside part is selected. You can always add to your selection later. So if I want to come and continue drawing this part of the pasta, I can use that add to selection. I can also go back and forth between the different selection tools and add to my selection or take away from my selection that way. Then there's also the Bezier. So the Bezier, I'm going to click, and I'm going to click and where I want my next line to end. And when I drag my mouse, it's going to curve that line for me. So again, I click, then I drag my mouse to curve the line whichever way I need to. You can hold spacebar and click and drag your page. Then I'm going to click on this last one, drag my mouse up so that it bends that line with the pasta. If I were to double click now, it would seal in all of this green part. I want to make sure that I'm slowly getting the actual pasta. So I'm going to slowly go back, and then I can double click, and that's what actually finishes the selection and gets this part is what's selected now. Then there's also the magnetic lasso tool, which helps use the picture to guide a little bit straighter of a line as you're drawing. It is definitely not perfect, but sometimes it's better than just the regular lasso. And remember, if you mess an area up, you can always go back to the remove from selection. I'm going to get my polygon so that I can click and fix this little area here. I can get my free, and I can take this little part there away. Remember, hold spacebar and you can click and drag. I'm going to quickly finish up selecting this and then I will be back. Once you've finished selecting the area, you're going to hold Control and press C on your keyboard to copy. And then hold Control and press V as in violet to paste. And you can get your Arrange tool, which looks like the arrow, and you can drag this over to the part of your picture you want it to become. Let's say maybe I want this to become the mustache. And then you can go on selecting more pieces. Once you've selected one of the pieces, you don't need to cut it out again. If you want another one of a piece, you can go up to this duplicate button. And when you click duplicate, it's going to make a second one of what you already cut out. So each one of these shapes, you should only have to cut out once, and then you can use it multiple times to build the melon face. Make sure when you're done for the day, you're going up to File, down to Save, and then you're going to save this as a PXD file so that you can continue working on it. The program should automatically save what you're working on, but just in case it doesn't save, every day before you're done and close out, make sure that you are clicking that PXD and downloading a version of your design. That way, none of your work will be lost.